Hi everyone, and thank you so much for coming to another one of my yoga YouTube videos. So, I know I have a lot of teachers who watch these videos, and as a teacher myself, one of the things I've really noticed since starting to work at home is all of the sitting that we've been doing, or I've been doing at least, because we're so used to, we do not have a stationary job. We have a job where we're up and walking around and walking around a classroom, walking up and down stairs. We're usually very, very active when we teach, especially when my classroom is way down in the basement and I have to walk up 3 flights of stairs to get to the copy room. That's fun when I have to make copies. But, and all this sitting has really made my low back very unhappy. Went to my physical therapist who worked some of it out, and it's starting to get back to normal, but this sequence is inspired by the teacher who doesn't sit and now has to sit a lot. So we're going to work on some stuff in the low back and stuff that at least has been helping me and my body feel a little bit better as we have transitioned to online learning. So something that would be great for you to have for this class are a couple yoga blocks, or if you don't have blocks, a small pillow, like a couch throw pillow, or a blanket that you can fold up to sit on. So we're going to use that right now. We're going to set up for supported Virasana, supported hero's pose. So I'm going to take my block or my blanket, if you have a blanket, fold it up like this, and then kind of in half again. So it's like a little square or a pillow or something. And I'm going to take my block and I'm going to kneel, stand up on my heels, or my knees, and place my block about between my ankles. And come back and sit on it. And I'm placing it the long way, so I have a little bit more area to sit on. And then I will face you. And feel free, if you have a block, to vary the block height, or stack a couple pillows if the thighs are really tight. But this is really nice to start to open the front of the thighs, somewhere we don't always really focus on in yoga. We're always focusing on the hamstrings. But sometimes I find the quads get a little neglected, and it keeps our back nice and long, something many of us struggle in that cross-legged pose. So once you've found your supported Virasana, check in with your feet. The top of your foot should be on the ground, all 10 toenails touching the ground. The heels are just on the outside of my hips. If I turn to the side, I can see the edge of my heels. So I'm not sitting on my heels. I'm sitting on the block, and my heels are on the outsides of the block. And take a minute to close your eyes, or just have a soft focus in your gaze. And bring one hand on top of the heart, one hand on top of the belly, doesn't matter which one. And start to feel the breath move throughout your body. And then we'll start to lengthen and deepen the breaths with our 3-part breath. So as we breathe in, belly button lifts, ribs expand, collarbones lift. And on your exhale, in the reverse, collarbones lower, ribs pull in, belly button pulls in. On your inhale, belly button expands, ribs lift, collarbones lift. And on your exhale, collarbones drop, ribs pull in, belly button pulls in. Taking a few rounds of this 3-part breath. To help slow down the thoughts, let go of the day. Just tune in with your body. Relax the jaw, relax the eyelids. And allow the hands to come to the lap and the eyes to gently open. Starting with a few gentle neck circles. They can be as big or as small as you'd like. Any places that are tight, give them an inhale and an exhale. And take the neck circles the other way. Maybe the gaze is still slightly closed. As you begin to feel what's going on in your body today. Where is it tight? Where is it loose? Without judgment, just noticing. And next time your chin comes to center, lift the head right back up. And then take a few shoulder rolls. Rolling the shoulders up, back and down. It can be, again, as big or as small as you want. You can get the arms involved. Take them the other way. One more time, up, back, draw the shoulder blades down your back. And now we're going to take a movement that I call pulling taffy. So bring your hands to prayer at heart center. And then reach the right arm up, left arm back. And you'll find a slight arch in your back. On your exhale, bring the hands back through center and opposite. Left arm goes up, right arm goes down. And a slight arch in the back. Exhale, hands come to prayer. Inhale, right arm up, left arm down. Exhale, prayer to heart. And one more time, inhale, left arm up, right arm down. And exhale, prayer to heart. Good. Coming off of the block or blanket or pillow, whatever you're sitting on, to all fours. Shoulders directly over the wrist, hips directly over the knees. Taking a few rounds of cat and cow with a nice, smooth, even breath. Drop the belly, lift the gaze, heart and eyes lift. Exhale, press into the mat, arch and round, tuck the chin. Moving back and forth between your cow and your cat. Maybe at a different pace than mine, and that's totally fine. Start to feel out what feels good. For me, a deeper cow has not been what's been feeling good for me. So I find the place that does feel good. And on your next inhale, coming through center. On your next inhale, reach the right arm up high towards the sky. Gaze looks up at the thumb. And exhale, thread the right arm through, your right wrist touching your left, bringing your right shoulder, right ear all the way to the ground. Hands pressed together for a moment. Working to stack the shoulders, send the left hip back in space. And then in this variation, take the top hand, the left hand, and reach it towards the top of your mat over your left ear. My fingertips, you can't see my blockers here, are tented on the floor to give myself a little space in the shoulders to open. Keep breathing. And then on your next inhale, draw the hand back in front of your face and exhale, press yourself up to all fours. Same thing, other side. Inhale the left arm up high, gaze up towards the thumb and exhale, thread it, wrist touching wrist, left shoulder, left ear all the way to the mat. Stack the hands first, keep the hips stacked over the knees. In this case, send the right hip back in space. Now we're focusing on the upper back. Getting a nice twist there, navel to spine. And then your top arm, your right arm, reaches up towards the front of your mat on tented fingertips. Keep the shoulders stacked, keep the hips as they are. One more breath here, fill it up. And on your exhale, draw your right hand back in front of your face. Inhale, press up to all fours. One more cow, one more cat to neutralize the spine. Good, and send your right foot out long, turn the right heel down, and then reach the right arm up and over the ear. And just moving through on your exhale, right hand comes to the ground, right knee comes to the ground. Inhale, step the left foot back long and reach the arm up and over the ear. And just as it came up, right back down on your exhale. One more time each side. Send the right foot back long, circle the right arm up and over, and on your exhale, hand and knee come back to the mat. Left side, inhale the left foot out long, inhale the left arm up and over the ear, and as your exhale comes, hand and knee come back to the mat. Awesome. And then we're just going to step up to the front of our mat. At the front of our mat, big toes will come to touch, hips facing the front of your room, shoulder blades draw down the back. Slight engagement of the navel towards spine. And then on an inhale, bend the knees, sit the hips back, scoop the arms up, Utkatasana, pull the belly button in, reach the heart up towards the sky. And on your exhale, diving down, maybe keeping a generous bend in the knees to protect the low back. Let the head and neck hang. Hands can come to the floor or to blocks, whatever is accessible. On your next inhale, hands come to shins or thighs. Reach the heart forward, flat back. Exhale, hinge at the waist and fold, moving back and forth. On your inhale, hands come to shins or thighs. Press the heart, crown of the head forward. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. One more, inhale, hands to shins, reach the heart forward. And exhale, folding down, Uttanasana. Good, bend your knees enough so the hands can come to the mat and step your left foot back long. Drop the left knee on top of the left toes. Inhale, scoop the arms up, crescent lunge, right leg is forward. Reach the heart up towards the sky. Shoulder blades draw down and away from the ears. Breathe deeply into the heart, into the upper chest. And exhale, circle the hands down to come to the mat. Blocks if you like them. Tuck the back toe, lift the back knee. On an inhale, slowly straighten the right leg. So our legs are nice and wide in a forward fold. You can tuck the chin. Return to your breath. Nice, steady, even breaths. And then take a bend into the right knee, move your blocks off to the side, step the left foot up a bit and over a bit as you turn the heel down, toes point deeply forward as you inhale to lift the upper body, warrior one. Slightly wider, slightly shorter stance to accommodate the hips, the left heel is on the ground pressing into the mat. On your inhale, draw your hands down to prayer at the heart. Take an exhale here. And on your next inhale, taking that taffy pulling motion, inhale the right arm up, left arm back. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, left arm up, right arm back. Exhale, hands to prayer. One more time each side. Inhale, right arm up. And exhale to center. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale to center. Good. And hinge at the waist to bring the hands back to the mat. Lift the back heel. Maybe step it back a little bit again. Plant the left hand. Reach the right arm up. Low lunge twist. Strengthen the back leg. Gaze up towards the top thumb. And exhale the right hand back to the mat. Again, we're going to turn down the left heel, though it's more at a 45-degree angle than pointing deeply forward. And on an inhale, block if you need it on the outside of your foot. Circle the left arm up towards the skies to stack the shoulders for triangle. Send the right hip back, send the heart forward. See if the neck is in line with the spine. It's going to track a little further back than you think. Gaze up towards the thumb. And then bend the front knee, lift the torso up. We're in our warrior two. Arms reaching in opposite directions, shoulders stacked directly over the hips. And then inhale, tip it back, right arm reaches up, peaceful warrior, and exhale, right forearm to right thigh or to the block that is still on the outside of your right foot. Reach the left arm up and over the ear. Press the outside of the left foot into the mat. Stack the shoulders. And exhale to cartwheel the left hand down, quarter of a turn towards the left. I like to hop my heels to the back edge of my mat so I know that they're in one nice line. Turn the toes in, heels slightly out, and exhale, fold it down. Crown of the head reaches towards the mat. If it touches the mat, shorten the distance between your feet. If you would like to make it a little bit easier, widen your legs. Send the weight a little forward into the balls of the feet. Fingertips can be on the mat or on your ankles, wherever you prefer. And inhale, walk it up, flat back, quarter of a turn to the right, coming back to the front of the mat. Drop the left knee, send the right knee in line with it. Plant the palms. This part is optional, but if you would like to take a baby vinyasa, shift the hips forward, stack the shoulders over the wrists, bend the elbows behind you as you lower heart before hips all the way to the mat. Inhale, peek the heart up, baby cobra, 10 toes, stay on the mat. And exhale, push it back to all fours. Amazing. Other side. Just pressing yourself up to your knees and come to stand at the top of the mat. Maybe give the arms a little circle, wrists a little roll out. Other side. On your inhale, bend the knees, shift the hips back, reach the heart up, Utkatasana. And on your exhale, hinge at the waist, folding down, Uttanasana, standing forward bend. Keeping a nice generous bend in the knees. If you'd like, you can also straighten them. But I found that a nice bend in the knees helps my low back so much. Inhale, bring the hands to your shins, straighten the knees, reach the heart forward, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, fold it down. Inhale, reach the heart, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, hinge it down. One more big inhale. And exhale, lower down. Bend your knees enough so you can bring your hands to the mat and step your right foot back long. Drop your right knee and tuck the back toes. Inhale, scoop the arms, crescent lunge. Left foot is in front this time. Squeeze the thighs together, navel pulls in to protect the low back. There is a bit of a back bend here, so if you do have a slight curve though, that's totally fine. And exhale, hands circle down. Take a hold of your blocks on either side of your left foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee on an inhale. Slowly straighten through the left knee. Exhale, fold. Here's a moment to tune into your breath. Notice how one side of the body feels versus the other. Do what feels right. And bend into the left knee, blocks off to the side. Step your right foot in a bit and over a bit. Plant the heel, turn the heel down, point the toes deeply forward as you inhale to lift the torso. Warrior one. Take an inhale to reach through both sides of the body and exhale, hands to prayer the heart. This time we'll take the taffy pulling with the left arm first as you inhale, left arm up, right arm down. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, right arm up, left arm down. Exhale, hands to heart. One more time each side. Inhale, left arm lifts. Exhale, prayer to heart. Inhale, right arm lifts. Exhale, prayer to heart. And hinge at the waist to bring the hands all the way to the mat. Turn the back heel up. Coming onto the right toes, maybe widen your stance. Plant the right hand. Inhale, reach the left arm up. And if you need a block here too, anytime the mat seems far away, use a block, use a book. And exhale, left hand comes down. Good. Turn the right heel down. So we're on a lesser angle, more of a 45-degree angle. Slowly inhale to straighten through the left knee and circle the right arm up towards the sky. If you need a block, absolutely on the outside of the foot. If you do not have blocks, your shin is totally cool also. See if we can find length in the spine. Press the outside of the right foot into the mat. It's been feeling really good for me to go like this. This is the side. If you want to give yourself a massage in yoga, go for it. It feels great. Take a bend into the left knee. Lift the torso up. Warrior two. Notice how my feet didn't change. Our feet in our warrior two and then our triangle are the same stance. So you inhale, tip the left arm up, peaceful warrior, and exhale. Left forearm can come to your thigh, reach the right arm up and over, or that block should still be there on the outside of your left foot, or to the mat if you want. Still a little early for me. Send breath up and down the right side of the body. And exhale, circle the right arm down towards the mat, lift the right heel. Quarter turn to the right, I will turn and face you. For our wide leg forward fold, send the heels to the back edge of the mat to line them up. Toes in, heels out as you fold it down. Allow the crown of the head to be nice and heavy, reaching for the mat. Press into the outside edges of the feet. Maybe shake the head yes and no a couple times. Make sure the neck is nice and loose. As you inhale, walk yourself up, flat back, quarter turn back to the front of your mat. Drop the knee, send the front knee back to meet it. I think we're on different sides, sorry. And then if you want one more baby vinyasa, send the hips forward to stack the shoulders over the wrists. And your exhale, elbows bend behind you as you lower all the way to the mat. Inhale, peek the heart up. And exhale, back to all fours. So we're going to set up for a pigeon pose. If the version of pigeon I'm going to show you now does not work for you, and it does not work for some people, please feel free to take the supine pigeon lying down on your back. When we're on our right side, we'll cross our right ankle over our left knee. Pull it in if you'd like. Okay, so that's what you're going to do for this right side. If you would like to take a regular pigeon, grab a blanket or a pillow and put it on your right side. Wrong side. Tense your fingertips at the front of your mat so you have a little bit more room to work with. And then bring the left foot up between the palms. And then as we heel toe, my block out of the way, we'll heel toe the leg so that now my right ankle is behind my left wrist and my right knee is behind my right wrist. And then I can tuck my back toes and scooch myself back. The most important thing is to always keep this right foot flexed. This right foot can be at many different angles. It does not have to be parallel to the front of the mat, but we always want the right foot flexed. Now, how are we in alignment with pigeon? Reach back. If your hips do not feel level, then take your blanket or your pillow and set it underneath the right hip, the leg that is bent. and prop yourself up. Most of the time people tilt like this. So we want to even it out. Take a pillow or a block and put it under your right hip. Stay upright if you need, or lower to your forearms, or flat like a pancake, which is my favorite. And breathe. So good for the hips, so good for when you sit for long periods of time. Oh, I could sleep in pigeon. I love it so much. I know that's an unpopular opinion. I think you can learn to love it though. If you're in regular pigeon, slowly walk your torso up. If you're in the lying down pigeon, bring your left foot back to the mat, uncross the right leg. And then we're just going to press our hips up and move to all fours. If you're lying on your back in pigeon, now it's time to cross your left ankle over your right and hug the right knee in towards your chest. You're going to do full pigeon with me. Move your padding to the left side of your mat. Coming onto all fours, tent the fingertips to give yourself a little bit of room. This does take a little finagling. So bring your left foot up and start to heel toe it so that knee comes down to the mat. The side of the shin comes to the front of the mat. Tuck your right toes and scoot yourself back until you feel a nice good stretch. Again, the angle of the knee can vary. The closer to your body, the less intense it's going to be. The farther towards the front of the mat, the more intense it's going to be. We just need the left foot flexed. Most of us tend to lean this way, so we take a pillow or a blanket, stick it under, you can probably see a little bit better, stick it under our left hip. And it's not going to look pretty. You're just going to have to finagle it. And then hinging at the waist, coming onto forearms, or flat like a pancake, which is my favorite way. And we tend to store a lot of stress in the hips, a lot of emotion in the hips. People tend to avoid stretching the hips because they feel something that they don't realize is just stored up emotion in the hips. And I know I store stress in my hips. When I'm stressed, my hips are tight. And when I sit a lot, my hips are tight. They go together. So that's why we have yoga, to undo all of the sitting and all of the stress. And slowly, if you're in full pigeon, walk yourself back up to sit. If you're in this lying down pigeon, just bring your feet back to the mat. And then we are all going to meet lying down on our back. So if you're in supine pigeon, you're already there. Alright. Bring the soles of the feet to the mat. Send the arms down the sides of the body and draw the knees in, or the heels in close enough so you can just touch the very edge, of your hip. So you can touch your heel. I can just get it with my middle finger. They don't have to be super, super close. And then press the soles of the feet into the mat. Lift the hips. Interlace the fingers underneath you and shimmy the shoulders for a half wheel. Exhale, let go of the interlace of the fingers, lower the hips all the way to the mat. Take a moment and center. We'll do one more of these. And when you're ready, press the soles of the feet into the mat, reach the hips, reach the tailbone towards the back of your room. Interlace your fingers underneath the sacrum and shimmy the shoulders underneath. Send the heart towards the back of your room. Breathe deeply into the chest. Feel it expand. And exhale, lower down. Send the arms out nice and wide, maybe in a T shape, or if you have the room to extend them fully. Give the hips a hop to the left and allow the knees to fall over towards the right. Knees stack on top of each other at a right angle. Gaze over the left shoulder. See if we can keep both shoulders on the ground. If you'd like, you can take your right hand and place it on top of your left thigh. Just gently, without pushing, just to add like a little extra encouragement in the twist. I think it feels really good. If it feels comfortable, close the eyes. Take a moment to reflect on some of the poses that we did. Did any of them feel great? Did they really hit something in your body that was tight or needed to be stretched? As we begin to get more familiar with the yoga practice, we begin to realize what poses feel good for us. And everyone is different. Everyone has different preferences. So what are your preferences? And maybe those are poses you can do on your own. Slowly inhale the knees back up through center. Center the hips for a moment. And then give the hips a hop to the right. Allow the knees to fall down towards the left. Maybe taking your left hand on top of the right knee. Not pressing, just as a little extra weight, a little extra encouragement. See if we can keep the shoulders on the mat. And sometimes our knees are apart in our twist. Let me see if I can get my blanket. If this is comfortable, so put a blanket or a pillow between your knees. Absolutely. Do that. This is about helping our body during this time, doing what it wants. Doing what feels good. And now maybe there are some poses that don't feel great in your particular body. And maybe there's some variations we can do to help them eventually feel good. Or some poses just don't work for some people, and that's okay too. Experiment. Get to know your physical body. As you inhale, draw the knees up through center. Center the hips. And then hug the knees in towards your chest. Rolling from side to side. If it feels good to take some knee circles to massage the low back, maybe give that a try. And then send both soles of the feet towards your ceiling. Take your hands on the outsides of the feet and gently draw the knees in towards your armpits. Happy baby. Maybe you rock side to side here. I don't really have the room to, my couch is in the way. But if you have the room to rock side to side, go for it. Maybe the eyes slowly close again. Once more. And let go of the grip on the feet. Send the legs out long. Setting up for Shavasana. Your time to rest. Allow the feet to flop to the sides. Maybe try having the palms face up towards the sky in an act of surrender. Sink into the mat. Close the eyes or have a soft gaze. Allow the breath to be soft. And I will come back to wake you up in a few moments. Allow your next breath to be just a little bit deeper. Breath after that, deeper still. Slowly you begin to wiggle fingers and toes. Maybe rolling wrists and ankles. Reaching the arms up overhead for a full body stretch. Bring the soles of the feet to the mat. And roll over onto your right side. Press yourself up to sit. Finding a comfortable seat. Hands come to prayer at the heart. Thank you so much for joining me today. The light within me recognizes and bows to the lights in all of you. Namaste.